time.
Fantasy.
Yeah. Time.
To take a special kind of man to wear an elf suit, and by golly, I'm that man. All right.
This is amazing. TSS Fantasy. This is like an orgasm. If I had a cigarette, I'd smoke it. I'm pumped to be here. This is the show of shows.
It's Commissioner Cooper, and it's time.
How the fuck you got me up this damn early, Jason?
It's time.
Said the
mayo over sour cream, yeah.
Right. That's because you have high cholesterol. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it is time for TSS Fantasy. There is no because Nick, Mr. Flanders, having some technical difficulties. Hopefully, he'll be joining me here soon. I know he's struggling with the mic a little bit, but hey, it's Hollywood. The show must go on, right? Speaking of, we got a busy show tonight. I know I say it every show, but if I said it was going to be boring, you wouldn't stay and watch the rest. That's for sure. Don't forget, tonight we got news, we got a wild card breakdown, and we got a special family feud. We'll just call it the Philly Special Edition tonight. So this is going to be really interesting. We got the Drunk on Broad podcast with Fired Up going against each other on the Fantasy Family Feud. I got some fun surprises for them in store. So can't wait to get that started. And we'll get the intro started once Nick gets on here. So don't forget, tonight we are coming to you live from Tiki Live. So check us out. You can check us out there. Also, you can interact with us live on Colorcast. Also, check us out on our YouTube. Go to tssfantasy.com. All of our latest, I kind of upgraded the site a little bit, got a new look to it. Obviously, as we get on going into the off season, got to kind of refocus on things, but we'll start to focus into next season as well. So make sure to check us out. Don't forget also, we got the Belly Up Sports podcast in there as well. So make sure you check out all the great podcasts from wrestling to racing. We pretty much got you covered all the way around in all of those shows coming on to you on Tiki Live as well. So you can always check in and check us out there as well, because we guys are the fantasy show of the people. Nick, unfortunately, still is not in. I don't know what is going on with Mr. Flanders' microphone. I don't even know if we'll see him. So guess what? We're going to start tonight out with some news. All right, the news is on. Let me see. I think Nick is here. Let's see if we can get him into the building. Nick, can we hear you now, sir?
I hope so.
Yes, we can. All right. Well, welcome to the studio, Nick. You got Flandered Macaronis.
Yes, hello. Thank you. I'm holding my phone. I'm gonna get it adjusted, but it is me. You got Flandered Macaronis. You can find me on Twitter at You Got Flandered. And, of course, you can find us all over tssfantasy.com.
All right. A late intro is still an intro. Nonetheless, we appreciate you. We're going to start out with the news tonight. And, Nick, not much in the news as the teams start to dwindle down a bit. Not a lot of crazy stuff going on, thankfully. But at least for the Titans, one good piece of news is here.
The king has returned.
Watch out. Derrick Henry is back, and he is ready for action. I'm interested to see how much of an impact he's going to have this week. How much are they going to play him? I'd like to have had Dr. Miller's opinion on here. Couldn't get him on tonight. But, Nick, since you're here tonight, what are your thoughts on Derrick Henry going on the season? I feel like I'm on a roller coaster watching you. What do you
This is bad. This is worse than bad.
You're all right. Hey, listen, I appreciate you fighting through it. All right, what are your thoughts on Derrick Henry coming back, sir?
I just hope it's not too soon. But if they feel that he's ready, they're gonna roll him out there. But I don't know if he's gonna have 100% roll. He might do a split, 50-50 split. So always watch out for Deontay Foreman.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about him. I know you want to talk about him a little bit later. But it's interesting to see because we talked about Cam Akers possibly being back too early, and we saw what he did last week. He was very impressive, lots of speed, Looked like the Cam Akers everyone was eyeing up prior to the fantasy season. So definitely be interested to see how Derrick Henry affects this ball game. Going into the Rams, speaking of the Rams, Darrell Henderson Jr. looks like he's activated off IR too. Rams getting healthy when it matters, and they are looking pretty damn nasty for sure. So, Nick, thoughts on Darrell Henderson impact into this offense? Do you think that'll hinder a little bit more Sony Michel this week?
No, I don't think so. I think Henderson's gonna be the odd man out. I think with this offense, because he's not as healthy as Sony Michel has been, and he's been a better back.
Boy, Nick, you are really working on the fly tonight. I appreciate it, bro. No, it's okay. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate it. You looking good while you're doing it. You look smooth, man. I appreciate you. All right, so
yeah, sandpaper.
Going to KC, CEH looks like he could return this week, although it looked like at practice wasn't there today. So I'm curious to see if he will even go. Darrell Williams is questionable as well with a toe. So we'll see what's going on with KC's running game. Although, as we know, they don't need much of it. Pretty nasty offense nonetheless. Stephon Diggs, not a lot of news here. Just rested today. He was not at practice. Just want to give you guys a heads up on that. Leonard Fournette is back in the fold at practice. Going through walkthroughs and stuff. However, some news out of camp. Maybe he's not quite ready. They're kind of up in the air on Fournette. But hopefully, if he plays, could be a nice play for you this week as well. Ronald Jones was not at practice, and neither was Mr. Perryman as well. So, Nick, thoughts on Leonard Fournette's impact if he does come back this week, sir?
He's going to have a huge impact because we saw what the two-headed monster of Keyshawn Vaughn has and the Giovanni Bernard. So, Leonard Fournette, he does the work out of both of them combined, so they're going to have to really rely on him. And but I wouldn't play him unless number one, he really has to come in and play, because if you can get by without him, rest him for another week, I would obviously do that.
Yeah, indeed. With both of those guys, we talked about Henry coming back, maybe even Darrell Henderson, all those guys. Don't want to rush them back too quick. But like I said, look at Cam Akers, his impact. We didn't think he had anything coming off that injury, and he certainly looked great. All right, we're going to do a real quick wildcard breakdown. I know it's been a long week. You guys have probably already talked about wildcard. We didn't get a chance to talk about them yet. So real quick, Nick, before we get our game on, let's do a quick wildcard breakdown. We'll start with the Raiders at the Bengals. Look, Bengals 26, Raiders 19. Quickly through a couple of stats. Joe Burrow obviously looked great, 244 yards, 2 TDs. Jamar Chase, 9 receptions, 116 yards. He went off obviously with Jamar. We talked about him prior to the game, going off, and he certainly did that. Joe Mixon was a surprise, not much of an influence in this ball game. And on the other side, Derek Carr, he did come to play. It was a good game nonetheless. He did show out, and the Raiders really had, I have all the respect for the Raiders this season, all the things that they went through, and able to, put up a good game against a really good Bengals team. So I was impressed with the Raiders. That's what I went away with it. Nick, what are your thoughts on this particular matchup?
I'm trying to think here. You said the Bengals. I think they're going to run away with it this week against Tennessee. I think that they falter, and I'm not sold on that defense yet for the Titans.
All right, so we were talking about last week, but that's okay if you want to jump ahead. No problem. That's why you teach in school, sir. All right, let's go on to the next matchup, the Patriots and the Bills. Bills getting nasty on the Patriots. Listen, this was payback. We kind of knew this was coming. Payback times 2 anyway. Josh Allen, big money. I'm glad I had him in both DFS lineups because he was going off 308 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 carries for 66 yards. Had a great day for fantasy. Even Singletary, he was a great value buy with 2 touchdowns, 81 yards. Dawson Knox, I know you love Dawson. I love Dawson. 5 receptions, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Mac Jones actually had a decent day in garbage time. And that's all that matters, though. I mean, it's fantasy. Who cares if it's garbage time or not? So he had a decent day, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns. And actually, Kendrick Bourne, 7 receptions, 77 yards, 2 TDs. All right, your thoughts on the matchup, Nick?
I was shocked. I was shocked at how badly that the Patriots lost that game. I thought Belichick. I thought they would have kept it close. I thought it would have been a three-point victory for Buffalo, but by 30 points, I mean they just smacked them. They just smacked the hell out of them. So going forward, we're going to expect a lot of things from Josh Allen now. Anything less than a dominating victory, he's going to be in doubt. Can he return to the magic? Can he do what he did against New England? He has to put on, I hate to say it, but he has to put on the same performance every single week. So it builds the confidence of everyone to say, yep, they are back. These are the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, indeed. Josh Allen, you heard it here first from Ned Flanders. The bottom line is anything less would be uncivilized. All right, let's go to our next matchup. The 49ers. Wow, that was surprising. 23-17 over the Cowboys. This was something you picked, so great pick, although we're going to talk about your homer picks in a minute. But that was a good pick there. You got that one. That was one you snagged. Jimmy G didn't do anything, quite frankly. 172 yards and interception. Eli Mitchell, 96. He had 27 carries, 96 yards and a TD. Deebo Samuel doing Deebo Samuel things. 10 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. I mean, what a great year Deebo Samuel's had. 3 receptions, 38 yards. Even when Jimmy G was not doing nothing, Deebo's finding the end zone. Dak Prescott, again, disappointing day overall. 254 yards and TD, and whatever you're doing, you have okay. Thank you. 4 carries, 27 yards and a TD. Zeke Elliott, 12 carries, 31 yards. Dalton Schultz, 7 receptions, 89 yards, and Cooper, 64 yards and a TD. I know you want to talk about this matchup, so take it away, Mr. Flanders. What's your thoughts?
Well, number one, I expected for Dallas to do exactly what they did was the fall on their face, because we know how Mike McCarthy managed the clock, and then they had to go there and further embarrass themselves, and then of course blame the referees on all their ineptness. They can't. Well, we practice this, we practice that. Oh, in perfect conditions. 14 seconds. You've heard it all week of the show. You have to throw a pass. You can't run right down the middle. What he should have done was on the run. I saw he had Schultz there blocking on his left side. He should have ran out of bounds, but of course, we're not all in the game, and we're not being chased. But they just, again, terrible clock management, terrible play calling, and as far as Jimmy G goes, I don't know how many times he tried to give that game away. Especially at the end in the fourth quarter when he threw that pick, it was a laser shot, but it was just to the wrong guy. But they tried to give it away. They escaped last week, but this week they're done.
So I just have to share something really quick. Every week, when I do the show, usually my dog ends up coming by me and falling asleep and snoring. So I literally thought it was a dog, and I threw a pencil, and I realized it was my wife. All right, let's go on to the next game. The Chiefs and the Steelers.
Sounds like someone's in the doghouse.
For real, but up ching. The Steelers, that was your actual, at the end, let's not forget, you changed your whole thing to the Steelers were going to win the whole shebang, win the Super Bowl this year. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, Nick. 42-21. Ben actually had an okay day, 215 yards, 2 TDs. That's the way you want to go out. At least you were swinging. The Chiefs were doing Chief things. Pat Mahomes, 404 yards, 5 TDs, a pick. Jerry McKinnon, though, he was the big surprise with 12 carries, 61 yards, 6 receptions for 81 yards and a TD. What were your thoughts on Ben's curtain call?
Okay. First of all, I picked the Steelers and the Eagles just because it was a homer pick. I literally had no confidence in them winning. I had a 1% confidence that the Eagles were going to steal that game. But besides that, with Big Bang going out the way he did, he had a good showing. It wasn't, I'm sure, what he wanted, and it sure wasn't what the city of Pittsburgh wanted. But the Chiefs' defense, and especially the ineptness of the Steelers' offense, just couldn't overcome all the problems. And it is what it is. He's going to walk in the Hall of Fame on a unanimous vote in 5 years. And right now, Steelers fans and myself are worried who's going to be back there next year behind center. Because if you think you're going to roll Mason Rudolph back there and expect to be the division champ, you got another thing coming. So let's just hope that they do something right in the draft, maybe use some of them picks, and get a quality veteran back there as a bridge quarterback.
Thank you for your long take on the Steelers offseason. All right, let's go on to the next matchup. The Rams and the Cardinals, all over the Cardinals, 34-11. There's really not much to talk about here other than to say, Kyler Murray, bro, what happened? I was literally like, it's one of those moments. Sometimes when you watch like a show and like, you like a character and they're embarrassing themselves and you just don't want to watch anymore. That's literally what I felt like. I'm like, I'm embarrassed for you, right? I don't even know what happened. That was pretty nuts to me. What were what's your thoughts on that, on the Rams Cardinals matchup?
Yeah, pretty much the same sentiments. Kyler, they fell on themselves too. Plus that, I think one big thing was they didn't have the receivers to replace D-Hop. That was one of the biggest things in that offense. You knew that AJ Green wasn't going to be able to carry it. I mean, Zach Ertz, he's a tight end. He's not going to carry it. And then of course Kirk is unpredictable. Right now you're kind of fearful for Kingsbury's job right now. That's what you're kind of fearful for. So we'll see how they regroup. It was a poor showing, but we'll see how they do.
One thing I'll never be fearful of is somebody making way more money than I ever will's job. Okay, let's go to the matchup I save for last for particular reasons because it'd be a nice little segue into our game. Let's go to the Eagles and the Bucks in a game that you and I both actually predicted an upset. I actually did it, and I was on another show that morning and predicted it. Because I was out here sitting on my porch and it was storming. It looked nasty. I thought, man, that could equalize that game for you guys, make the running game, sweet. And boy, was I went and looked at soon as they come out, it's clear blue skies. I'm like, what is going on? So anyway, yeah, that didn't pan out for you. And, Tom Brady did Tom Brady things. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get your thoughts so we can get to our game.
It was a total dumpster fire. It was a complete embarrassment on the offense, especially on the offensive side. I mean, you don't score any points in the first half. You're down 17 points to 0. You had Devontae Smith didn't even get a target. You're throwing every pass is pretty much going to Dallas Goedert. It looked like they just came out scared. They looked like they came out defeated even before they even came out to the field. It was an embarrassment, and now you got all over Philly sports talk radio talking about dump Hurts, get rid of him. I mean, it was essentially his rookie season. Essentially, like he came in the tail end of last year. Just give him another shot. I mean, you put all this money into him and all this faith. Now put talent around him, because you're not going to lead anything with a rookie wide receiver and two jokers on the outside. It's just not going to happen. So they have to get two valuable veteran wide receivers. Let's see what he can really do. Now, if he's got the same performance next year as he does this year, and you put quality talent around him, then move on. But you're not helping the guy. You're really not.
Yeah, so again, at the end of the day, I had this discussion. Obviously, your wifey's big Eagles fan, and I was sitting there talking about it. And I said, at the end of the day, your quarterback got you to the playoffs. You guys are in the playoffs. I mean, that's what this is all about. You had a chance. Like I said, if that weather equalized Tom Brady out a little bit, you guys stood a chance in that game, I thought anyway. So, again, he got you to the playoffs. I definitely think you need to develop him and see what happens at least. All right, so we got we got 4 guests in. Normally when we do the feud, it's one-on-one. We got 2 podcasts with 2 members tonight, so this is going to be great. We got the Drunk on Broad Street, against Fired Up. I can't wait. We're going to take
Drunk on Broad, huh?
Yeah, Drunk on Broad. I have to say it like that too, like Broad. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Listen, while we do that, sit back, relax. Dan Maynard is about to tell you how much he loves your balls.
Roses are red, violets are blue, but don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here for you with the best tools to get your balls ready for the special occasion. This V-Day, it's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming, with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY for 20% off and free shipping. The holidays went by so quickly. Did you remember to take care of your package with the best tools for the job? The Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is just the thing every guy needs in their life to make each and every day just a little more special. The number 1 product in this package is the Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. And get this, the trimmer's advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate balls. It even has a 4000K LED spotlight so you can shave anywhere your heart desires. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY at manscaped.com today. Roses.
And Dan could go on and on all night about your balls. That's for sure. All right, Nick, can you get your fucking camera fixed? Jesus Christ. All right, let's welcome You're all right. Let's welcome to the studio first. I know I set these camera angles up wrong, so my bad. First, we'll welcome up Fired Up. It's Mike and Dom. Guys, welcome to the studio.
Hey, welcome, guys. I appreciate you having. I am so excited.
Awesome.
What's up, guys?
We're
Thanks
excited
for having us.
Yeah, we're excited to have you in the building for sure. And Drunk on Broad, I can say it like that. Dom, and I'm sorry, my bro, I got so much going on. I forgot to write your name down because I just see Mustaine on there.
It's okay, Jake.
Nice. All right, Jake and Dom, welcome to the studio, my brothers.
Hey, listen, we're really excited to be here. Yeah, we're kind of new to the Belly Up family as far as we just started broadcasting. We've got 2 episodes in. But super excited to bring all of our sports-specific content. And listen, if there was ever an example, I don't know if you saw that viral video that went down with the news broadcaster getting hit by a car and the uber Philly accent that came down. We're here to represent all things Philly.
Love it. My wifey's from Philly, so I'm married into it, and so I'm an Eagles fan too. I mean, I'm with you guys. Nick's from Pennsylvania, so you're in good company tonight, gentlemen. It's time to play the feud.
It's gonna be a long game.
This one won't be as long tonight. I actually got a little surprise for you guys tonight. I actually dug deep a little bit into some Philly history, so I'm going to test some Philly fandom. I mean, there's going to be a little bit the playoffs too, but we're going to hit the Philly stuff up first. All right, so Nick, you're going to have to help me out tonight. You're going to be judged tonight because we got 4 guys in. Unfortunately, unlike the Family Feud, I don't have a lot of technology, so I don't have a buzzer or anything fancy. So just shout your answer out. Nick will determine who's the first guy, and then we'll go from there. It sounds good, fellas?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Round one. First question. Name for me the top 5 rushing leaders in Eagles history.
Brian Westbrook. LaShawn McCoy.
Brian, who said Nick?
Wilbur
Who said
Montgomery.
that? Sorry. Who said that, Nick? Brian Montgomery.
That was me.
Okay, Brian Westbrook. All right, he comes in at number 3. You guys can either take it or pass, like traditional Family Feud in that sense.
What do you want to do, Dom?
We're gonna take.
We'll take it.
You're gonna play. You're gonna play. I mean,
we're gonna play the game.
Yeah,
that's right. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, perfect. All right, so give me number. All right, so my bad. You got number 3 on the list. There's still number 1, 2, 4, and 5. You got no strikes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go McCoy.
Shady McCoy.
Let's go Wilbert Montgomery.
Wilbert Montgomery.
So do we have to go back and forth, or can either of us?
No, it's fine. You guys, like, it's the first time we've had 2 on a set, so it's cool. You guys can go. Listen, so right now you got number 1, Shady McCoy. Number 2, Wilbur Montgomery. And number 3, Brian Westbrook. Where you're at?
I got an idea. I got one.
Yeah, go for it.
Randall.
Mr. Cunningham.
Yeah.
Gold shoelaces.
Oh. That's where I was going. Let's go Deuce Staley.
Deuce Staley. To hear it in the stadium echoing.
Nice. Right. We got one more, right?
5. So you got number 4 left with 1 strike.
Let's see. You got anybody?
I got
nothing.
Your
head?
I got nothing.
Shit.
I got nothing.
I mean, it can't. I mean, it can't be a quarterback, right?
Nah, I mean,
if it is, it's either Vic
McNabb or Vic.
Yeah.
I would say McNabb because that's the only guess I have.
So
all right, let's shoot that out there.
Yeah, McNabb.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
All right, 1 strike left, and there's 1 guy left at number 4.
Number 4.
I got nothing down.
You want me to just hit the 3rd strike or what?
Yeah, Dom, you got to guess me. You want to go Vic? It's not Vic.
No, it's not Vic. Jesus.
Got Buckhalter. I mean,
no, it can't be
Buckhalter. He's been here for 2 years.
Jesus. Who's another running back?
I don't know, Dom.
The old heads are stretching and ready to go to steal. Let's go.
I got nothing, Dom.
Oh, man.
All right, we got to go. We got to get it.
All right, Vic. Fine, Vic.
Michael Vick.
I got nothing.
All right, I got to chime in real quick.
Hit it.
All of my Saturday afternoons in the back of the car listening to WIP and Ray Didinger on Saturdays just paid off. Because there's one guy that I've heard him talk about forever. Is it Steve Van Buren?
Steve Van Buren. I hit the wrong cue. You were correct. Sorry.
No worries.
I got the fat fingers, man. My bad. All right.
No worries.
So number 4, he was from 44 to 51, and he was number 4 for you guys. So, yeah, good job on that. That was really pulling a way back machine. All right, let's hit round 2. All right, here we go. The question is, name me the top 5 receiving leaders for the Eagles of all time.
Carmichael.
Harold Carmichael.
I don't know who said it, Nick.
It was Dom.
That was Dom.
Harold Carmichael. Number
Playing us?
1 from 71 to
absolutely.
83.
Playing it. It's not even a question.
All
right,
right, guys, you got the first one. Let's see if you can take this round home now.
Oh shit.
This one's harder than the other, I can say that.
Mike Quick.
Mike Quick. Number 4 on the list.
All right, real quick. Are
Deshaun?
we talking yards or are we talking receptions?
Yeah, just yards.
Yards. Okay.
I'm gonna say Deshaun.
Deshaun Jackson. That is number 3. Carmichael was 1, so you got 1, 3, 4. You got 2 and 5 left, and no strikes.
Is Macklin up there? Go Macklin.
I don't know.
Macklin.
Let's see. Geez, this is when you're on the spot, it's not easy.
It's tough, I'll tell you.
We do a trivia thing every week. I give Mike 5 trivia questions every week, and I feel his pain right now.
Yeah. Well, you're not on your show anymore, buddy.
Correct.
Dom, what do you?
Oh man. It's obviously it's not T.O.
Ertz.
Zach
Yeah, Ertz. Yeah, it's a good one.
Number 5 on the list.
Okay. So what number are we missing? 2?
You're missing number 2, and you only got 1 strike, so you got 2 guesses.
All right. Who's been here for long enough to be number 2?
How many yards did Westbrook rack up?
Go Westbrook. I like Westbrook.
Yeah, Westbrook.
Okay, Westbrook.
There's got to be somebody we're missing. Oh shit! Oh.
Just to recap, who do we have so far?
We got Harold Carmichael at number 1, Deshaun Jackson at number 3, Mike Quick at number 4, Zach Ertz at number 5.
Jesus Christ.
You got anything?
Shows you how bad the Eagles wide receivers are bad.
Yeah, it sure does.
I think I know who it is.
I mean, it's obviously not T.O. He's here for a year. I got nothing.
God.
So it got like Thrash.
It's crazy that we have he's number 2. This guy.
Right. We got like Thrash.
Sounds like you're delaying.
Yeah, kind of.
Who do you got, Mike? Anybody?
Thrash.
No.
He stunk.
No.
He's terrible.
Get out of here.
That's all I got.
No, that's not who we got. Brent Selleck.
Brent Selleck. All right, guys. You got a chance to steal. All right, he's your number 2 receiver of all time.
Oh, God.
I just looked it up.
No,
it's got to be an old head.
Are we going? Right? Is it?
The only guy I could think of is an old guy, but I don't know if he was. Do you have any idea, Don?
No, because I'm trying to think of the guys that they already mentioned. Like you already mentioned Macklin. You already mentioned.
Oh, we're good.
Quick
Yep.
and
Carmichael at number 1, Deshaun Jackson 3, Quick at 4, Zach Ertz at 5. So you're just missing number 2.
It's probably one. It's somebody like. It's kind of like the Steve Van Buren era. It's got to be. But I can't think of the names of those guys. There's only one. Tommy McDonald?
Yeah,
Tommy McDonald.
Who were we missing?
So
I just looked it up.
It was Pete Retzlaff. He was a tight end from 56 to 66, 7,412 yards for him. So learning Learning something new tonight, guys. That's all there is.
Who was that?
Pete Retzlaff. Nobody was pulling that one out of their ass.
Isn't it funny that like Carmichael and him are like number 1 and 2, and like that like passing wasn't like a thing like it is now. Like passing is the whole league now. Like it's just kind of funny like how it works.
Just shows you how bad the Eagles wide receivers are. Like,
Right.
Indeed. All right, let's take the Eagles gear off. Let's go to the playoffs now. We're going to talk playoff football here.
Okay.
I want playoffs for round 3 all-time passing leaders. Who do you got?
Brady.
Man.
Whoever said Brady, that's what I heard first.
Peyton.
I'm Brady, number 1 all-time. All right, who else you got?
I don't know if I want to go Peyton, honestly.
You know, I mean, he's been in the playoffs an awful lot. He's never, didn't win a whole lot, but he was in there a lot.
I would say
So
Montana's in there.
you're going now? Sorry, you're going Peyton?
Let's go Montana. I like that answer.
Joe Montana.
All right, so there's 5 all time. Okay,
He was number 5.
Okay, if you want to go Peyton, we can go.
Yeah,
Peyton.
I would say
Okay.
Peyton.
Peyton Manning.
Um,
All time.
Elway, you think?
Maybe. I have a different answer, but you go.
Who?
Elway.
No, go ahead. Wait, before
Drew
I wanna hear.
Brees.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, we'll go Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
How? All right, fair enough. If you like the LA answer,
What about Favre? What do you think?
I was thinking the same. I was thinking the same
or
thing.
Rodgers. No, probably
no,
Favre.
I'll go Favre over.
Oh, yeah, I'll go Favre.
Brett Favre.
So we got one more, right?
Oh shit! And we have 1X, right?
You got Brady at 1, Peyton at 2. You got 4 with Favre and 5 of Montana. So you got number 3 left, and you got 1 strike.
Okay. It could be Dan Marino. It could be. I'm just trying to think. You want to go Marino?
I don't love
No?
it, but yeah.
Okay. No, we don't have to. What do you think?
No, go Marina. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
Trying to suck up to the host with the Marino pick.
You got anything else? It's a lot,
Oh man.
You got 1 guy left. All right, so you got 1 guy left, number 3 all time for the playoff leaders. You got
Did we say Elway?
Did we say Elway? I don't know.
You have not said Elway yet. No, you didn't guess him. You talked about it, then you didn't guess him.
What do you think?
I got nothing else.
All right, let's go Elway.
When I hear this name, I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna vomit.
John Elway.
I think I know who it is now.
I got it.
All right, let's see your chance to steal.
For the steal, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
Ben Roethlisberger. Number 3
I'm
all
not a
time.
huge fan.
Good.
Just for the record, I'm not a huge fan of him as a person, but
Hey, this is all about stats. I ain't worried about that at all.
As soon as we said Elway and I saw the X, Roethlisberger came right into my mind.
And
the thing that I remember, that graphic that came up that was on social media for a while, like for 2 decades, it was either Brady, Manning, or Roethlisberger.
in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
And watch out this weekend. Aaron Rodgers is 103 yards behind Montana and only 300 behind Big Ben. So he can make a pretty big jump, in fact, this playoffs. So we'll see. Check that out anyway. All right, let's go on. Going to the playoffs. It's round 4. It's 2-1. The big guys on Broad Street. You got to bring them home now. Fired up. You got to bring this one. Here we go.
We're doing all the work for them.
Right, that's true. You guys are quick with it. All right, let's go to round.
We're like the Phillies. We can't close.
All-time playoff rushing leaders. Who you got?
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith. I don't even have the list here in front of me. That's how prepared I am. But yes. Number
All-time rushing
one
leader.
all time, Emmitt Smith. All right, you got number one. You guys are playing, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You want to play, Jay?
Right? Yeah, we got. I mean, we haven't played yet.
Yeah, we got one yet. All right, here we go. Got control the board. Let's go. Who we got?
All right. Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk.
Wow.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Real good guess. Real good guess.
Is Roger Craig on that list?
Roger Craig. Oh, 2 strikes. Big time. Only got number one on the list.
We got our work cut out for us here. Okay. We got to think of the teams that have been playing lately a lot in the playoffs. Well, the Patriots don't run the ball, and they're always in the playoffs. So it's not a Patriots running back. Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis, the bus. Taking the bus out of round 4. What's going on, guys? You got a big opportunity to steal.
I got 3 on my mind.
I have one that I know for sure is top 5.
I'll let you talk it out.
Okay,
and
I got a question. If we get one, do we get the win, or do we have to
you
get the rest?
need one.
Okay.
That's all you need.
I got one.
I mean, the 3 I can think of is Peterson, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Terrell Davis.
I know one for sure.
Okay, go for it.
Franco.
Franco Harris.
Yeah.
Good shit.
I for whatever I'm telling you because I've done trivia like with Mike on the show. Like I just know like dumb shit. So like that was the dumb shit.
So all time, Emmitt Smith, Franco Harris was number 2 actually. So good call. Thurman Thomas, number 3. Tony Dorsett was number 4. Marcus Allen was at number 5.
Thank God we went with all my answers.
Now, what does that show you about the game? How it's changed? All those guys are older running backs. Like, no,
exactly. They don't make them like they used to, as they say.
Thurman
All right.
Thomas was the beast.
Let's get now round 5. This is a one answer, just like in Family Feud. This is a 1 question, 1 answer, and this goes back to your Philly roots. So I'm going back to the Philly stuff with you guys. See if you can pull this one out of your hat. Who has the all-time rushing record for a game for the Eagles?
McCoy.
So I hear McCoy from both parties. You guys are both Nick. I don't know.
I think all 4 of us said it.
Nick fell out, so I don't even have a judge. But here you go for all of you.
Wow. Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook.
Buren.
Steve Van Buren.
Steve Van Buren. Like the president, I guess. Steve Van Buren, he had 205 yards versus the Pittsburgh. I don't know if they were the Steelers back then. In 1949. Deuce Staley is actually number 2. He had 201 yards against Dallas. And a little history, Stephen Van Buren led the league in rushing 4 times in his career, believe it or not. So that's how we do it here, guys. Now, for our let's first give props to our winners tonight.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
And as tradition on our show, our losers receive the Dumbass of the Week award.
Dumbass. Dang these. They call me dumbass. Play kind entertainment. Stupid.
That's how we do it here.
This is going to eat at me.
Yeah.
This loss is going to eat at me for a while.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, listen, we're going to invite you back on. You guys were a lot of fun. Now, first, we'll go with our winners first. They get props because they won. Guys, tell our listeners where they can find all your great stuff at.
Listen, we're the Drunk on Broad content is everything Drunk on Broad is on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube. We normally are streaming our weekly live show on Tuesday nights around 8:30 on the Belly Up Network. We do a very sports specific Drunk on the Birds, Drunk on the Court, Drunk on the Fightins', Drunk on the Ice. A very sports specific show, but we are our Drunk on Ice show is every other Thursday, Friday. So you can find us anywhere on social media, but really just appreciate everybody at the Belly Up Sports Network for having us on, and appreciate these guys as well. These guys are doing great things in Philly too. So really looking forward to connecting with everybody at Belly Up.
Yeah, and real quick, I'll tell all of you guys that we're definitely, me and wife, when we come up to Philly, we're definitely going to get in contact with you guys. I was actually in Philly. We went to, it was the great game to go to. It was right after the Super Bowl. So it was the game after the Super Bowl, and they played the Falcons, the home opener. We're doing a little stadium tour. It was so cool to be there. I'm a long-time Dolphin season ticket holder, and just to see those season ticket holders get together after they've seen each other after that Super Bowl win, man, I was even tearing up like, I want to feel that too someday. Yeah. That was really cool to be at, and it was a fun experience nonetheless. All right, fellas, I know you are the dumbasses this week, but we love you anyway. Tell everyone where we can find all your great stuff at this week.
Yeah, you can follow us anywhere, like Twitter, Facebook, at Fired Up Podcast. We're on all the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Listen, this loss hurts worse than the Eagles one did on Sunday. I'll be honest.
Like all those phone of friends on trivia came back to bite you.
They really did, yeah.
But honestly, Don called it. You guys came on our show before this show, and you guys were talking.
Talked a lot of shit.
Don said, "Hey, the old guys are going to pull a trick out of their hat," and sure enough.
Well, it's easy when the young guys give you 4 of the 5 answers.
Listen, I'm sorry the guys that Fired Up can't finish.
Touche.
Oh, now we're throwing blows. I love it. This is great. This is why we thought we'd have a Philly podcast in. That's what we want.
This is great.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you being in. I guess I'm doing the rest of the show solo because I don't know where this guy's at. So I appreciate you guys coming in though. And listen, again, we definitely have you back in. This is a great time. We do a few different games. We do like a buy or sell. We call it Champs or Chumps. Make you guys debate things. So we'll bring you back in, and we'll do some more fun stuff for sure.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you. All right, we'll be right back, guys, and we're going to talk about our DFS lineups, or I'm going to talk about mine anyway.
Man, Commish, must be hard trying to get us clowns to come together for the show.
Yeah, especially keeping us motivated during the Jeffter snack breaks.
It's almost like we need a counselor or someone to at least consult us because we don't know what we're doing.
Luckily for us, we signed the best coach in the business, Vision, Coach, and Consulting.
They have led the way for business professionals for over 20 years.
Yeah, you know what? They offer business coaching, life coaching, and consulting services that can put you back on the track for your personal goals.
You don't say, Nick. You know what? Check them out today at coachingandleading.org or on Facebook or Twitter at their handle, Coach Lead Win.
Vision, Coaching, and Consulting, because every champion has a coach.
Well, guess what, guys? It's just you and me. It's late Friday night. It's not like Netflix and chill, that's for sure. It's Netflix and snoring on a couch over there. All right, let's get it started. We're going to talk about DFS lineup. Unfortunately, it's not quite start and sit, but I like the music anyway. So let's get our start and sit.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the
All right, so for my DFS lineup, this is what I got in place on our DraftKings contest. Matt Stafford coming in. Again, the Bucks 19th against fantasy QBs. I just like the matchup in general. It should be lots of points all the way around, so I like that a lot. Joe Mixon got a tough matchup against the Titans, but I still like him because they didn't focus much on the run last week. I think they'll go to it a little bit more because I think the emphasis for the Titans will be to shut down Burrow. So I like Mixon this week as well. Eli Mitchell, again, not a great matchup, number 9, but like I said, almost 30 carries last week. They leaned on him. They love leaning on him. Let's lean on him again. Good value buy there. Cooper Kupp, want to spend some money? Let's spend it on the most consistent guy in the NFL. Mr. Cooper won a cup. Go to Mr. Diggs. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, that Bills-Chiefs game got a lot of juicy matchups coming to it, so I do like him as a value. And Randall Cobb activated. If you guys don't recall, we've talked about Randall Cobb a few times on the show. Surprisingly enough, led almost the league in red zone targets for a certain amount of weeks. So I like Randall Cobb as a really buy low kind of guy this week on DFS. George Kittle, what can I say? It's George Kittle. They are 22, the Packers, against fantasy tight ends. And Bengals, to me, probably like the better matchup, I guess, of the day, if you will. All right, so Nick's not here to explain his DFS, so I don't want to really necessarily go over it and not do it justice. But I do have some flops here, so let's talk about Flanders floppies for this week.
Gucci flip-flops, make a kick rock. It's a big clock. Check the wristwatch. Gucci flip-flops, fuck it, hit your bitch and massage. This a big.
So this is who he has as his flops this week. Jimmy G, I guess from what he saw last week, didn't like that going into this matchup with the Packers. The Packers, though, are 23 against fantasy QB. So, again, could be a good matchup. Julio Jones on the other side of that Titans game. Bengals 15th against fantasy receivers. Again, he hasn't done much, and he ends up injured all year. Sony Michel, a lot of now we're getting a 3-headed monster in the backfield, so I can kind of see that there. He actually has George Kittle, who I have as a buy, so unfortunately he's not here to explain himself. The Titans defense is his final flop this week. I guess he likes that matchup with Joe Burrow, so that'll be good. All right, so we got a little bit of time left. I'm going to run through these games so we can get this show within an hour. Let's get on with our breakdown of the divisional playoffs, or my breakdown, I should say. All right, so we're going to go 49ers at the Packers. There are picks for this week. We are all going to go with the Packers. And I've aforementioned last week our wild card picks. Forgot to discuss that. I was 4-2. Nick was 3-3. Fred, the Jesta, 4-2, and the Juice 4-2. So again, now let's go on to this week. The Niners at the Packers. We're all going to go Packers, and why not? This game, it looks like it's going to be 9 degrees at the start of this game. Partly cloudy skies. The wind is 10 miles an hour for this game. So, again, very chilly game. The series is 38-32-1 for the Packers. And I like them to continue that. As far as the Niners are concerned, they definitely are playing well. And the last time they played, guys, let's not forget, it was a really good ball game. The Packers barely escaped 30-28 this year. So, this could end up being a decent game and a decent matchup for the Niners, kind of playing into their hands if they can control the ball on the ground. The defenses are almost very similar. In fact, the Niners are a little bit better against the tight end. And the Packers really ranked all the way around pretty much equal to the Niners defensively. But again, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, what can we say? How do you not like Aaron Rodgers going into every ball game? Definitely like the Packers all day. However, like I said, wouldn't be surprised if the Niners gave him a run for this matchup. Let's go on to the next matchup. It is the Bengals against the Titans. And you can see here, this week, am going to be the shady little Mr. Lone Wolf. I don't know why I said shady. The Lone Wolf this week. I like the Bengals this week to do an upset over the Titans. The Titans, to me, just kind of come in helter-skelter sometimes. Let's talk about the weather real quick. 36 degrees. It'll be clear. Winds 3 miles an hour. As far as the series is concerned, it is 35-1 in favor of the Titans. Their last meeting was in 2020. It was 31-20 in favor of the Bengals. In fact, I saw a few old Bengals on there. I can't even think of it. Giovanni Bernard, there it was, got in the end zone a few times in their last matchup. And this series dating back all the way to this when they were the Oilers, so to speak, too. Bengals, just to me, I think defensively might be a tad bit better sometimes than the Titans. And I think when they come into this matchup with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, as hot as they've been, Titans have been sitting. You got Derrick Henry, who's coming back off injury, who's going to be slow himself. So I see the Titans getting off to a slow start in this game, and I think Joe Burrow might be able to bury him if that's the case. I like the Bengals in the upset. The rest of the fellas are going with this Titans. All right, let's go on to the next matchup, the Rams versus the Bucks. This one to me is going to have lots of fun written all over it. I think a lot of offense, a lot of defense, just a lot of good football in this particular matchup. The Rams are 18-9 against the Bucks. Last time they played was earlier September, and the Rams won 34-24. Now, again, that was back in September, so definitely two different teams at this point. The Rams are number 2 against fantasy QBs, and again, I just think their defense might overshadow Tom Brady a bit, get some actual pressure on him. As far as the weather concerned, 59 degrees, clear, winds 11 miles an hour, no big deal. I like me and the Flanders are going with the Rams. Jester and the Juice got the Bucks. All right, Flanders, I think, is back, and we're going to go over this last matchup. I was trying to make it within this hour, and I think we're going to do it. So here we go to the Bills and the Chiefs. Man, me and Nick are just like on point with each other this year, I think, like these picks. All right, so let's talk about the weather first. 42 degrees, it's clear, winds 5 miles an hour. Bills lead this series 27-23-1. Now, don't forget they played earlier this season. Obviously, that was a little get back for the Bills from last year. It was 38-20 this year. Don't forget last year, this is where the Bills season ended, right here in Kansas City. Almost the exact score of the game they played this year, except the opposite. They lost last year in the playoffs 38-24, then won this year 38-20. Both scoring the same amount. I just like the Bills' defense better in this matchup. I think the Bills come in. I think they're hot. I think they're going to win the whole thing, to be honest with you. Nick, you're back. Give us your last thoughts on this last matchup.
I think the Bills, they got it rolling this year. I think first of all they got confidence going into the game. I think last year maybe they didn't have confidence, but now they got all facets of their team rolling. They got offense, they got special teams, they got defense going. Kansas City this year they are hit or miss. I know that Mahomes has struggled, but I don't think he will get it done this week against Buffalo. I think it's the Bills' time.
Yeah, like I said, I think it is the Bills' time. I think they're gonna, again, I think this is their time to just take it all away. To be quite frank with you, they got the young running back. He is pretty much a running back, but running back and quarterback and Josh Allen, which everyone believes in Josh Allen. If you sit there and listen to players, coaches, everyone likes Josh Allen. Why not? He's got spunk. He's got the swagger. And it's a good swagger. He's not overly zealous. It's on football. It's not on a crazy other things in life. The guy's a football player. He puts that helmet on. I remember when I put that helmet on, I was a totally different person. Remember just being like crazy and yelling and saying mean things that I just would not say normally. So again, totally get Josh Allen, and I love the Bills coming up. All right, so Nick, any final thoughts? I know I had to run through the playoffs, but anything you want to share right before we head out on this weekend? Any team you like in particular? Real quick closing thoughts.
No, I apologize for my technical errors this evening. I think that the Rams are going to go into Tampa Bay. I think they are going to end the season for Tom Brady, and they are my pick for the Super Bowl champs this year.
All right, big thoughts there. All right, guys, we're going to close it out. Don't forget, watching us now on Tiki Live, interact with us on Colorcast as well. You can always find us on YouTube and check out tssfantasy.com for all of our latest stuff. We appreciate you, and we are out.
Thank you.
We're on a mission, guys.